to get that Grand Slam and winning all 4 majors. But I know deep down somewhere he wants to complete the major. So that's it. For Tiger Woods, that's before we go on. For Tiger Woods, he's going to practice with Phil Mickelson later today. And that's incredible because these 2 guys are great rivals. Never really seen eye to eye. 2 of the best players of all time, Cecilia, but we're going to see them practice. And I imagine it's going to draw a huge gallery.
I'm sure about that. I'm sure we'll also get to hear from Tiger Woods.
Absolutely.
How ready
Can't wait
really
for that one.
If he can, just add the 5th one to the 4 he already had at the Augusta. He knows the road very well. He knows Augusta very well, in and out. He knows everything about it. But just for him to get that sporting right, his swing is better, everything about him is better. But then how far will he go? We'll see. It's starting on Thursday.
Can't wait for that one to see of Augusta National. Let's move on. Let's talk about the Australian ball tampering scandal. This one is not going to go away. It looks like it's not going to go away for a while. And just as some people expected, the Australian Cricket Union, they've come out and they've come out to say, okay, these bans are too long.
Too much, yeah.
These sanctions are too heavy, and they want it to be reduced. I'm not surprised. I knew it was going to go down this route eventually, and that's what unions do. They're there to protect their own. So it's not a surprise for me at all.
Yeah, I mean, Dyer, what he had to say concerning this was that they've experienced something like this before. But we've seen maybe 2, 3 match test ban, but for 12 is really too much. He's actually asking the Australian Cricket Association to try and reconsider, reducing the ban so that these players can easily compete.
Okay.
Listen to you now.
Of the dozen or so matters of this type, the most severe suspension to date has been a ban for 2 one-day internationals. The most expensive fine has been 100% of a match fee. The informed conclusion is that, as right as the motivation is, the proposed penalties are disproportionate relative to precedent. We ask that consideration be given to recalibrating the proposed sanctions, to consider options such as suspending or reducing part of the sanction, to consider, for example, allowing the players to return to domestic cricket earlier and as a part of their rehabilitation, an important part of their rehabilitation. Changing the condition of the ball is a key element of the charge. It's against the code of cricket and there is no place for it. And what is in the spirit of the game is clearly important and relevant. And so, Cricket Australia's motivation is correct. But justice which is rushed can sometimes be flawed. Therefore, the players have every right to consider their position, take appropriate advice, and the necessary time in doing so.
It's really important because these players stand to lose for Steve Smith. How much is it? $1.85 million.
Remember, it's been tossed out of the Indian Premier League as well.
That's what it's going to lose.
Yeah, they're going to lose a lot.
That's why he's actually saying, okay, maybe in the domestic level they can, still compete and all that.
Yeah, we'll see how it pans out. The players themselves, they have until Thursday to decide whether to appeal.
They haven't mentioned anything about that.
Yeah, so maybe they're taking the time. They're taking the time still a couple of days to go. I don't know. I can't say for sure. But they will think about it very well with their legal team, and they'll come out with a decision on that one. But what is the bottom line is, Cecilia, it doesn't pay to cheat.
At all.
As simple as that. It doesn't
just
pay
don't
to
try
cheat.
it.
Don't do it.
Especially when you're caught.
Don't do it. So that's it for...
Might not be so lucky.
That's it for the Australian ball scandal. We'll continue to monitor that situation and see where it ends up. But I have a feeling it's going to rumble on for a few more months. Let's move on. Let's talk about the NBA now. Yesterday, we talked about Victor Oladipo impressing and helping the Indiana Pacers win the game. Afterwards, he was named the Eastern Conference Player of the Week. And Cecilia, that's very impressive for this guy. For a lot of people, Chinasa was saying it yesterday, he struggled when he went to OKC. Now he's gone to a team where he's the main man, and we're starting to see his quality night in, night out.
Yeah, which is really a good one. I mean, he's the first player from his team to actually be named Player of the Week. How many times? 3 times. So that's huge. I mean, it shows that, it's a historic moment for him. I think with what he has done so far, averaging about 26.0 points.
Right.
And 5 rebounds.
5.01, yep.
Rebounds, 6.7 assists, and 3.7 steals. I mean, that's really a huge one. There are 3 consecutive wins in a row.
On the road.
I think he played a very huge role there. That's why he's getting this one.
Yeah, deserves all the accolade. And just as Chinasa was reminding us yesterday, the more he continues to play at this level,
the more he gets a look in.
Yeah, I mean, the more Nigeria's chances of actually convincing Victor Ladipo to play for the Tigers are reduced. That's unfortunate, but
we're happy for him. I mean,
yeah, we're happy for him. He's playing well, he's enjoying himself, and he deserves all the accolade. We're still talking basketball. We're not moving on just yet. This time around, we're taking a step lower. We're going to the NCAA Championship, and the final yesterday went down between Villanova University, Michigan University, and Villanova Wildcats. Won that particular final. Very convincing victory for Villanova, 79-62. And afterwards, look at him seeing Cecilia celebration galore on campus.
Street.
Wow.
Bonfire and everything. It's not easy. The second time they're winning it in 3 years. So, you know, that's how the celebrations was obviously going to turn out. But the good thing is they had to comport themselves. No violence.
Well, I mean, okay. Why would there be violence?
I mean, what I'm saying, maybe sometimes celebrations might go overboard.
Overboard, yeah.
Because of the bonfire they had, some of them climbing some street light, you know, and all that. So that alone would have not been looking good.
Interesting.
Look at this one.
Yeah. Celebration, I mean, with the adrenaline pumping and stuff. NCAA national champions, Villanova Wildcats. Congratulations. Hopefully we get to some of those players, especially Dante. Dante, yeah, his son beats me now. We'll get to see him in the NBA really soon. You never know. We need to go on a break now. When is it going to break? When we come back, we'll be continuing our countdown to the 2018 Commonwealth Games. It's just one day to go.